probably lower the volume slightly. I think that sounds about right. Oh, got another shadow? Yeah. At 920 and then at 923 KC. So, seems like we're popping right now. Business is booming. Do some ToA after finishing that axe. I was thinking about doing a little bit of Desert Treasure 2 because I still kind of want the bosses, the pets for the bosses. And the rings too, be cool for the logs. I'm not gonna make great usage of this volatile here. Okay. This is a really awkward venom pattern right here. Aw, I'm mad. Not the greatest cleanup. Pretty bad in general, honestly. You're working on your 7th axe? Bruh. But why? Are you just trying to green log everything? It would make sense actually if you're trying to green log the entirety of Desert Treasure 2 and that's just like your pastime, I guess. Alright, that was such a scam. I'm actually just gonna leave that. That was cursed. That was bad mojo right there, we leave. That was not ideal. I need to get in the habit of, if I have one Thrall left, I should just use a Karis on it. Because then I'll be already geared for melee, and I'll get a free heal. Now I got 9 Siren Staffs, so making access to them won't go to waste. Jesus. I mean, honestly, at that point, you're probably gonna green log everything, right? Like all of the bosses. By the time you get all of that stuff. maybe you'll miss a pet or two, but you're probably gonna be pretty close to green logging, getting all those axe pieces. The angle is really awkward. Oh, it worked out. Nice. I thought it was doomed. I'll let this one go to waste. That one still worked out. Yo, GZ on the double shadows, back live again. Hell yeah. Running it back, trying to get the third one. 3. Got another one right now? No. I'm going for... Are you kidding? What is this curse? This is the second raid in a row where the rock just lands on me after I've dodged. It's actually so annoying. What you need all that money for? Number go up. Oh, what was I saying? Sorry, I was saying that I got 2 shadows so far. At 920 KC, at 923. I haven't gotten another one since, but... I messed up the cycle. Are you kidding me? I messed up by a tick and a heat 64s me? Alright, we have an issue. Wait, I can't even combat. That's how bad this is. I hope I Blood Fury a little bit. This sucks. I just need 1 HP, come on. 1 HP. Oh, terrible game. Yeah, my Shadow KC is pretty good now. I don't know how to insta. I think it's here. Obviously I can't tank anyway, so I'm just gonna 6-tick. Yeah, the funny thing is my ratio's not even good, it's just on rate now. But I'll take it. Going back to on rate is a lot better than being quite a bit dry. Still not that slow for having to 6-tick for a while. 324 is really good for having to 6-tick 2 whole phases, actually. Rich get richer, you know it. Nah, no worries. Number go up is always fun though. Oh, sorry, Anthony. We have 5 shadows total now. 3 solo shadows, 2 team shadows. The only possible complaint I can make at this point is that, like, I guess most of my purples are solos, and I'm still technically below rate for solo ones, but that's like such a minute thing that whatever. That's as if I'm like digging for something to complain. Dirty dry 500s, ew. What's the rate? 1 in 7, I think? Might be 1 in... somewhere between 1 in 7 and 1 in 8, right? Jesus, my ankles. My poor cankles can't catch up with this woman. I don't think it's worth waiting. What I'm gonna do is run down here like this. Drag this guy out, right? And when it's time to do whatever, I'll have to dung here. When it's time to redemption, I'll have to step under him. Redemption. Mr. Reynolds. I'm gonna go to sleep, but it was nice to catch you. No problem, man. Thanks for tuning in. GZ on the shadow. Thank you, Skygazer. I mean, shadows. We got 2 shadows, actually. I require a GZ per shadow. This one's the first one, yeah. Two tonight, 2 technically last night. 1 last night and then 1 today. Does your ranger do chip damage? He does like 3s and 4s, yeah. I think his max is a 4. I'm pretty sure his max is 4. So when I run on redemption, I'm gonna run underneath him like this. I gotta be careful to redemption faster though, because I think he ranged me off prayer there. Which I don't think can kill me at 30, but, you know, could have sucked. Okay, so that one's actually free. Dude, this damage is not going so well. Yeah, that last bit was so bad, but it was a good start. By the Tbow. You use it for Zebak. Because you're in this setup, you're gonna be maging Zebak. Because, you know, there's so much more comfy on inventory space. I'm gonna wait. So when you're maging Zebak, Seercull lowers his mage level, which allows you to hit more accurately. Definitely recommend it for 540 specifically, just because range switches don't really help you on the raid too much. Wondering if you take requests for listens. I do not, because I stream specifically on YouTube and they're very, very strict about copyright and stuff. But if you have like something that you want me to listen to, you can go ahead and send it to me on Discord and I can review it, and if it's okay to play, then I can, but most likely it won't be, is the thing. So I probably wouldn't bother. YouTube's very, very strict about the audio copywriting. So, which is why I have to, like, whenever I get things for my playlist, I go through ToA and I actually spend some time to listen to a lot of their tracks to see if I, you know, if I dig it or not. I got meleeed there. Have I heard Sonic Adventure 2 music? I don't think I have. Yo, Big Boy, how's it going, man? Nice seeing you as always. I am a video game enjoyer, though. Like, video game OC enjoyer, that is. So I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Lost some ticks there. I'll lose some ticks here. I don't want to get meleeed again. What made you stop doing Call of? Just bored of it. Nothing else. Simple as. Take a break from it. I don't think it's bad or like boring content overall. I'm just personally bored of it after doing so much of it. Like any other content. I saw there was a pretty specific question from Skygazer that I do want to read and answer, but I don't have the mental power right now, but I'll get to the Skygazer, don't worry. About the invos and stuff. Okay, I'm reading the question right now. I'd probably recommend 400s for most people. Obviously, it takes some practice to get there, but 400s is probably like the best. If you've already have a lot of practice and you're just looking for a nice, decent raid to chill in, you can try the recent 445s I uploaded, but that also requires Partisan in the Sun. Is GM worth getting? Depends on your definition of worth. I don't think a lot of the things in GM are fun, and I don't think the actual rewards are amazing past Master. Even Master rewards are debatably just like, you'll never... it's pretty hard to appreciate the extra 30-second throw timers or whatever. Oh, I didn't, adrenaline because I was sipping in Restore. Like, I don't really notice the 30 seconds like that crazy. I don't think, personally, there's a lot of things I don't find fun going for GM, such as doing team challenge mode, doing, who's the other one? Team ToA is a lot more boring for me, at least. So I don't think I'm ever gonna get those tasks, and just because of those, nor am I really interested in the rewards anyway. I guess if you're like an Inferno enthusiast, you might want to get, you know, like at least Master tier minimum, so you can spam Zuck a little bit more, but... Butterfly, do you have to wait for Akkha to have a one-tile gap to move? Yeah, one-tile gap is what you want to do. There's some tricks you can do to kind of like make the gap a little bit more consistent, I guess. Like sometimes you'll see I move backwards from the normal attack tile, and then I'll like manual path in. And that gives you like a tick leeway on the late side, but there's no way to, as far as I know, fix it from a 2-tile gap. I don't think there's a way to fix it. Zuk feels like a chore to do. Know of anything to spice it up? Started bringing thralls and Shinsen? No, not really, honestly. Like, unless you're speedrunning, Inferno is actually pretty boring for me, at least as a personal opinion. Like, I don't find Zuk particularly that crazy, like, fun. Sure, there's like Jad skipping, healer skipping even, which is cool. But I don't personally care too much. And like, without a doubt, unless you're doing speeds, waves are also going to be boring. Because you're probably not interested in the splits, like the times. Yeah, Soul is like a 50 times more fun boss than Zuk. The new Soul Sim, yeah. The waves are also more interactive. I truly feel that Inferno's massive difficulty is coming from endurance, and I don't particularly care about endurance challenges. I've never really been like an endurance gamer. I play at my own pace most of the time. Like, I don't mind going for a little bit of speed, but at the end of the day, I'm not trying to go into Inferno with such an awkward spot. Buzz off. Freaking the hemoglobin is after me. I should have left at least one of those markers. Tomatoes, hemoglobin. I'm gonna change this to line markers. I don't like how these look. We have technology. We can do line markers. Nine the heals. This one should be hemoglobin. I'm not gonna try denying heals with these things out right now. Bit of a noodle in the shadow of this right now. Let me go ahead and redraw these. Let's do mark add line. I'm not gonna draw a whole line. There you go. Let's do like 2 lines here. Yeah, that's good. while I drive Ambrosia. I have dehydration on, so I'm not allowed to drink it. Even for the prayer points, I'm not allowed to drink it. As much as I would like to. So it's literally an unusable potion for me. Maybe I should just answer that question as I'm an arrogant gamer. I don't think I need it. Imagine. Nah, for sure if I could use the Ambrosia, I would. Yeah, it shouldn't show. Just like how bandages don't show when you have on a diet on. It shouldn't show, but it is what it is. What info raves would you say worth doing on both Iron without Jewel of the Sun? Assuming you have, like, you know, Light Bearer and Fang, I would say 400 flat is perfect. And it's up to you to, like, decide what you want to run on that 400. IMO, the best one is 35 timer hardcore. Good variant. I should have blowpiped here, but let's save ticks there. Good variant to that would be 40 timer with Overlords on if you don't want to swarm in general. Probably the lowest effort one. But completely up to you, of course. If you have SGS and BGS, you can do the 445s in the future once you get your sun, which is pretty chill and pretty efficient. Don't really need to flick too much. But I would highly try getting a quiver or something before you start, if possible. Quiver adds a nice bit of DPS to your build. Just the extra range accuracy. But again, completely up to you. If you want to go for the shadow before the quiver, that makes sense too. $400 also gives you the Ambro as well, which is really, really chill. I know a lot of people like the 40-minute with Overlords on instead, because then they get Ambro, they get like bandages, and you don't need to be as well practiced at P4, and you can even put on soft core if you want to take away the bandages. Yo, I got a few completions over 500 raid level yesterday. Hey, congrats, man. So far, you've been running 300s because you're better. Nothing wrong with that, man. Just you slowly work your way in. Not much difference between 300 and 350, in my opinion. A lot of people struggle with the... Let me turn that down. Struggle with the 350 to 400 area, because then they have to start adding in no help needed. Wait, you got a shadow today, yesterday, and another today? Yep. Thanks for all the info. No problem, man. I hope it helped. Like, you'll get there eventually, right? so that's fine. The only shame about 300 is if you stay at 300. But eventually you will move up to 400, which is what matters. But once you get Sun, you can I would recommend those 445s I was running. They're really chill. Just requires you to be more practice at P4. What do you think is about GP at this stage on your account being max and all? I already calculated, I think 2 days ago. Roughly we're around 21 mil, not accounting for supply costs. We're at 21.7 mil doing these raids right now. So duo next right now is I think I don't know, I haven't done enough duo next to know what the true calc is, like, and true efficiency and stuff like that. I'm guessing duo next is, and again, Torva has dropped. Oh, it doesn't say how much Torva is. Oh, the likes do. That's not as much as I thought it was. Oh, never mind. Maybe duo next is in the bin. I thought those were like 400 each. Oh, what's your opinion on GP? Oh, like GP scape? I'll be honest, if you can't make your own goals, then yes, you're probably gonna have more fun on an iron because you get your own goals just on virtue of being an iron. If you're fine having your own goals, then yeah, just play a main. Because I'm not tied to like feeling particularly cool when I get a drop as an upgrade. But I know a lot of people like I played leagues, right? And you're an Iron Man on leagues. So I see the appeal of getting the drop yourself. But there's a lot of tedious things I really don't like about Iron Man. I wish there was like a way. I mean, there literally is a way. It just requires self-will, where you can just play a main account, reap all the rewards of using GP to buy potions, doing cringe supply grinds, skilling grinds, not having to alch your money, right? And then you can just not use gear until you actually earn it, like a bronze man mode thing. I'm pretty sure that's what that's called. I'm just trying to not think about it. I can make my own goals. I'm fine with buying my gear. For the most part, I'm caught up on content too, so when new content comes out, I usually don't have Shadow within like day 4 anyway. I usually have it within like a week. So it's not like I start with Tunic and Shadow day 1, you know, when I do my grinds. Anyway. Any goals besides 1k ToA? I do want to break a sub 30 on 540s. I think although like my ToA runs, I feel like still have a little bit to go to really get to the point where I say I've truly mastered the content. I think I can bring it down to a sub 30 at some point. Not consistently, of course, that's still going to be a little bit RNG, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit faster Monkey Room and Baba still. Not Baba, sorry, and Kephri. Sometimes I'll find like a very rare tick optimization in Akkha as well. Other tech I'm employing? I'm just using Blowpipe right now, so my swarming for Kephri has gotten stronger. And then obviously having Blowpipe for Monkey Rooms is better than Webweaver, because Webweaver is always chill tech. I still haven't beaten my Webweaver PB actually with the Blowpipe. Ever do a 600? No, I'm not really interested in a 600. I just really hate Medic, to be honest. I don't want to torture myself with Medic. I've done level 4 Zebak with Quiet Prayers. That wasn't bad. So I guess really the only thing about... Yeah, the only thing I would really be a little bit annoyed about would be the medic. But medic is a huge annoyance. I don't want to touch medic. The medic is very, very obnoxious solo. Yeah, like unironically, Seercull and Bone Dagger. I'm gonna kill the far one here because when I try to kill this close one, it'll be a little bit faster on travel time. BIS. X-Mask Quiver Cape grown on me? Well, I like the new version a lot. It hasn't grown on me because I still hate the old version. I like the new version regardless. I just like the new version in general. Oh, I was a little slow on it. Oh, that's depressing. Am I really griefed this monkey room? Old man switchers. See, like, I feel like I'm griefing, and I still get 231. If I don't grief, I feel like I could really push it to, like, 220. For real. Only 4 Slayer levels off max. Ooh, congrats, man. I really, really like the max grind. In a weird sort of way, I kind of wish I could max again, because I feel like I really enjoyed a lot figuring out how to skill in a chill, efficient way. Like, if you look at it, like the driftnet guide on the skilling discourse is actually by me initially. I don't know if someone else has made it by then, but I felt like I really got out there to learn new methods. Like the elf thieving guide I have, that's also, I think actually that's the most popular guide I have on my channel. Woo. I found that spot because I was researching good thieving methods, and I was like, there's no way having this NPC reset on you every 5 minutes was gonna be good. Like, this has to be troll. Turns out that shit is troll. You just have a NPC that doesn't move for 15 minutes. No, I did not like 3-tick 4G. But I did discover, I think it was 6-node blast mining. I discovered 6-node blast mining by myself. I decided not to make a video on it because it wasn't that efficient anyway, like over regular 5. Oh, Dago actually likes 3-tick 4G? Oh, absolutely not. I don't like 3-tick 4G. I was like, nope. I did not try out Volcanic though. I just did a mixture of MLM plus Blast. I do also like 2-tick woodcutting. And I found out through Volcano that I actually do also like 1.5-tick even. I do miss having 95% plus MVP ratio on Volcano. Those are good times. Worth taking off prims? I don't think so. This is a really slow Baba. I don't think so. It's such a minuscule thing. It might save you max it in some setups, but I highly doubt it's worth like considering. You're gonna lose more time. We're gonna lose more time talking about this than you'll ever gain from taking them off. It's that little. If it ever even saves you a max hit, you're losing more time right now talking about it than you would ever see. Yeah, I'd rather just have it on. It's one of those things like, it might, but it's so little, I don't really care. It's a little bit different for stuff like Ulm, because like Ulm, technically, I'm pretty sure it doesn't really matter either. You'll lose more time, like it's one of those small things, like you'll probably lose more time doing the boot switch than you would ever save. But people do it because like splashing at Ulm just makes you want to like, it feels very sad splashing at Ulm because then he doesn't turn his head correctly. At the same time, if you ever miss that tick from the prims, then you're also very sad, right? So you mind explaining how your method of trapping a Kephri works? Yeah, sure. I don't mind. Let me make sure I'm in a party. I can ping. We first start by dunging here. As far as I know, there's no difference between dunging here and dunging here. I just go here. And then you want to manually path up, because if you don't, you're going to end up on this side. Now, going on this side probably saves you a tick, but I don't really want to wrap all the way around anyway. The next dung spot we're going to aim for is right here. That's going to set up a ranger trap where the ranger can't see you on the south side. Sorry, on this west side. The only thing is, just like any ranger trap, you need to kind of like drag or shift them in the place that you want to. So when it's right now, we're just waiting for the second one. In order to drag them, you just need to like run them out here. I use this tile, but I don't know the exact like perimeter. So we're gonna get ready for the first set. Do a melee, and then while on the second melee, we'll drag. You'll see the ranger kind of like gets like dragged toward me, if that makes sense. It's pretty range actually. Now that it's been dragged toward that spot, I mean, I did grease some swarms. The ranger can't see me, allowing me to, you know, basically blowpipe while playing melee. Now I would Bone Dagger here, but obviously I messed up not playing range early, so I'm not gonna grief. I'm just gonna heal up. Take some DPS loss there. The biggest mistake I made during that run was not praying range early enough. Because the ranger is much more accurate than a meleeer. Also messed up a little bit here. So where I'm supposed to dung... I'm supposed to dung over there. So I'm 1 line west, but this isn't that bad. Trust me, this isn't that bad. This still works as well. It's just a little bit less good. There's a little bit of leeway on this trap. And I'll show you why this isn't that good and like what happens if you do it like this. And these tile markers to help me not get ranged. I'm gonna pray ranged anyway. Now you want to shift this guy a little that way. This thing is, because this is not one more east, this line is not one more east, he can actually see me when I go, you know, to melee Kephri here. So right now this guy and this guy can see me. That's no bueno. So we're gonna go to this side instead, where only one of them can see me. Now this side would have been a little bit better because we have the agiles kind of built up over on my side. So if I wanted to chin them, I would have to, you know, go on this side. Now that's obviously not worth it because I'm not trying to take double the chip damage. That makes no sense. Now this still works because this guy, he can range me up to a certain amount of tiles. Once I get back here, he can't range me again. So I can still use this area as my redemption line. When I need to back up and heal because I'm below 8 HP, I'll go back there in redemption. So you'll never die as long as you're willing to use the restores. The thing is, you don't want to like... It's ideal for you not to like hold redemption when you're at like 5 HP. You want to like... When you're about to get to below 10, kind of be ready for it. As soon as you're below 10, you want to like pray range and the redemption while like things are flying at you ideally. Which is pretty generous on the timing. Because it could be either them or them. So you'll probably just get it by accident. So if you're doing dung at the right spot, neither can see you. No, always one can see you. So he'll always be able to see me, no matter what, when I'm attacking on this line. The only difference is that if I were to go to this side, only one of them. So I griefed one of the sides, if that makes sense. I griefed this side, so I can't use this side. I have to use the side I'm currently on. Ideally, you have neither side griefed, so always one. Either side would work, and then you would pick the side based on where the agiles are located. Now here, I don't have a choice. I have to use this side, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm just losing out on some bounce Chinchompa damage. But, you know, ideally I would like the ability to also get some free 0-time chin damage, which probably saves you like 6 seconds, maybe. Being able to throw like 3 chins. His chins are, they're about the same DPS as a Fang. Those 3 chins is probably like, you know, 4.5 seconds, or sorry, that's 9 ticks you save, I guess. I guess that would have been like a 520 something, which makes sense. Also, because I also forgot to Bone Dagger, because I griefed. You can really see how like executing the method perfectly, getting the Bone Dagger, getting the Chinchompas, that saves you like 15-20 seconds. And it seems like the average melee trap method is like a 530 anyway. A griefed double ranger trap is already like 530-ish, what it seems like. But on average, level 3 is going to be like 515 on the slow end. As Kephri's waking up, yeah. If you forget to do it on P2, it's fine. You can also do it right after the... You know that set with the melee and the arcane? You could do it right after that set too. Just be careful that you pray range when you go for it as well. And that's it. So it kind of sucks if the melee the melee is still alive, but you can do it on any phase that Kephri's waking up. The reason you don't do it on the HP phase... Oh, I trolled this one. The reason you don't do it on the HP phase is purely because the HP phase has lower HP compared to any shield phase. So it's just, you know, not as worth your time. P2 is ideal because then you get the defense reduction for 2 phases. Because the defense reduction retains throughout all shield phases, so if you do it at P2, you'll get a little bit of benefit at P2, and then you'll get max benefit also at P3. And then P4, it resets. Yeah, that's just a spaghetti code from Akkha, from Jagex, that it doesn't work. Apparently what happens is Jagex pre-spawns the NPC and presets the aggro to you right away. Like during the spawn time, which is why it doesn't work. Apparently, I don't know. I'm gonna actually go to sleep. Hey, good night, man. Thanks for tuning in. I messed this up. Not so clean with my butterfly this run. Works at Baba, yeah. I don't know why it works at Baba and not the others, but Kephri's the only one that it doesn't work at right away. Looks like it'll be a DPS fail potentially if I don't hit big here. Alright. We're good. Level 4 Akkha is such a waste of time sometimes. Grief, this somehow I kind of fixed it. Just ended up losing some ticks. I think this is worldwide and it's back and forth. I think I tried to use the restore on him. I was like, what? Nothing interesting happens. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my method is either tick lossless or loses one tick. There's probably a way to always make a tick lossless, but I don't really know. Wow, it seemed pretty interesting to me. You know, I kind of want all praise Zebak. I think we can go for it. Let's take a shot at it. Bruh. Nah, I give up. Oh, I thought the deadly prayers would count. I guess it counts only when I amp it. I thought once I took the acid damage, it was over. Oh well, lesson learned. What immo do you say you should skull skip and that you should not? I would recommend... I would say I wouldn't do any skull skips until at least 450. Maybe 425. And it shouldn't ever compromise your time. Ideally, the way it works is that you only skull skip if it's not gonna like jeopardize the time invocation. And what I mean by that is if you would have been able to get like 35-minute timer without skull skipping, then it's generally considered better to just go for the 35-minute time instead and not skull skip. But it shouldn't be so close to like you can only barely make it. Like, if you can do, like, 31 minutes... and then skull skip makes it, like, 32.5, then I'd say it's fine to skull skip. Because you wouldn't... In that case, you wouldn't really be able to comfortably break 30 minutes either. But a lot of people, like, skull skip at, like... 34-minute raids, and it's just like you could, and like 34 minutes, and then they have a 40 timer. The 540 is a little bit more specific because for me, I'm also considering, like when I skull skip, I'm considering that I could push the time to 35, but pushing it to 545 actually makes it so I can't 3 down. So it's also an inventory space that I'm losing. So I've already weighed that into consideration, doing 545s. It's just annoying having to bring an extra piece of gear, like a god sword and stuff. I think I salted like a second too early. I thought the entire point was to get more points or more purples. I mean, yes, points means more purples, but the thing is, you're also at an invocation where it's not really worth it, because the majority of your points are going to be from Warden, and you have a lot of places to improve before considering skullscaping. Like, yeah, you could do it, sure, no, especially if it's a solo. Never do it in a team, by the way. But typically, most people that ask that question haven't gotten to the point where it's kind of like worth it, if that makes sense. Probably, which is probably why, like, if you go to like We Do Raids, they'll tell you not to skull skip, because there's more room for, way more room for improvement outside of asking that question. Just continue to do the raid, push invos, blah blah, until you get to the point where it is worth it, which is going to be about 450 plus. But again, not the boss of you. Like, if you want to do it, then go nuts. Ultimately, there's nothing more in this game that's going to boost your purple chance other than pushing your invocation even higher than where you currently are. That's always going to be your primary focus when you're not at 500 plus, is always, how do I make this raid invo higher? How can I, you know, sustain a higher level raid? Because you never want... Skull skip kind of makes you in that settled mentality where that's the raid level you're okay with. That makes sense. You just do a few non-skip raids, see what your time is, and see if you can push it up and up and up. Especially before the 400 point, because the raid level matters so much before 400. You can get a lot more drop rate. Try to really make your main focus is getting to that 400. Just because of how the drop rate formula works, there's no secret like invo combo at 400. It's just the formula literally encourages you to get to 400. What's the Seercull for? I use it as Zebak to make my magic attacks more accurate. That's the primary purpose. I'll also use it at P2 Warden, but I don't really know if it's worth it. Would 395 be almost as good as 400? I mean, in a literal sense, that's literally as close as you can get to a 400. But you should go for a 400. And it depends on your definition of large, but I would just find a way to get that extra 5 somehow. Think of it like this. The difference between a 395 and a 400 is probably like a 400 to a 410. Based on how the formula works. I'm pretty sure every point after 400 is worth a third less, but at the same time it's like a more exponential graph. So I'd probably do everything in my power to try to get that last bit of points. When is Seercull worth to use as a Zebak? Specific invo level? I wouldn't recommend doing it anything below 450. Even at 450, it's kind of meh. Truly, I would only recommend 500 plus. There's a lot of specific reasons, like you're gonna want overly draining on to make Seercull kind of worth it, you know, for Magus ring and all that stuff. if you don't have overly draining, then it's just going to be better to spam Void Waker and Xerac crossbow specs. And overly draining is kind of like a B and C tier invo, where it's really only worth taking truly at like 500 plus. Maybe for some niche accounts they can do 450, which is why I said 450, but I personally don't recommend doing it into at least 500. And even at 450, it's not that crazy of a time save. You know, you'll save like maybe 15 seconds off the Seercull, 10 seconds, whereas I'm saving like 20 plus seconds. Because, you know, Zebak has more HP in these invos. How's it going, Ferris? Nice seeing you again, man. Trippy, let me show you how to handle P4. P4 is all about watching the shadows on the floor. Once the shadows grow to their largest size, you want to click on them last second and treat that spot like a safe spot for about 2 seconds. And then from there on out, once you've mastered that, it's all about keeping track of the Baba rock timing so that you don't accidentally run into your own rocks. That's it. Watch how I dodge when I get to P4. You probably need a time invo. You always want a time invo. Always put at least a 40 timer on. Time invo is so efficient. You should always have it on. I get it, you might need to take a pee break every now and again. Just do it in between the raid. It's fine. Or just take it anyway. Like, who cares? You know, if it comes out of nowhere, just take it anyway. 40 time invo is always worth. Even if you lose time from an occasional pee break, it's fine. Take the 40 timer. Take your pee break. Before and after raids. If it comes out of nowhere, just take it anyway. It's worth. If you're making time like 90% of the time, it's worth it. So for me, I have enough time to take 3 pee breaks and still make time. So yeah, I'm chilling. Assuming my pee breaks are like a minute and a half. Sitting in the bathroom is about 10 feet away from me. I think that's fine. You have trouble getting 40 minutes at 510. Sounds like you should go for slightly lower in 40 and improve until the point where you can get the 40-minute timer. Or you can just keep doing that until you can put it on. But definitely want to try to get it on as soon as possible. Five-way range swap. 5-way range swap is just worse than mage. So watch how I'm clicking these shadows last second, Trippy. Once they pop, they're like, you know, free reign. Then I'm waiting for the next set. And I'm always just traveling between where the big shadows were. Like this, and then I'll go for a shot. Big shadow, click it. Big shadow, click, hit, move, rinse and repeat. And once you get used to it, you just don't take damage. Don't be scared of the shadows. They're actually the safest place to be after they pop. What do you think about bringing barrel gloves, echo boots, and a 5-way range switch? Did the Calxer core will max at 57 and 3 BGS, you can 3 down. Well, the only thing is, it's 1 less restore, so why would I do it, is the problem. Like, yes, I can bring BGS, but where am I going to use BGS? It would have to be at Zebak, right? That's the only place where it's good, and obviously the last at the core. And it's still lower DPS unless I hit a 20, which I'm not guaranteed to, but it is a higher probability. There's a very good chance you won't be able to even use the ZCB because you're going for that 20 BGS anyway. You'll have to bring the 6-way to make it worth it. If you're not bringing a 6-way, it won't be worth it, unfortunately. Because Barrow's Gloves don't give range strength, is a problem. And without range strength, you won't hit the 81 max hit threshold. So I'll have to bring like Masori Mask, right? To make it, I guess, a thing, but it's not worth it. Otherwise, this is just better, because this hits way better. If I was going to do one less restore, I would probably just put on Eternal Boots, to be honest. Eternal Boots is going to be a better time save anyway. One of the main advantages of going Mage Zebak is that you can go life second with no repercussions. Whereas with range, I'll still have to go power to get that extra power at Zebak, because I can't drop range levels with range Zebak, otherwise I lose magnets. That's like a huge thing. Like, the power life thing is huge. The fact that you can do Omega Chill raids and drop to 123 magic with almost no DPS loss is huge. That's how you can really recline. And in the future with the augury change, it's going to be pretty much mandatory anyway. Otherwise, you're just going to be trolling, not using like augury, you know. What invo level should I be aiming to do with about 90s combat, DCB, trident, blah blah? First of all, DCB is really, if I'm not mistaken, DCB is not that great of a weapon. You might have more DPS with a Hunter Sunlight crossbow in some places, but I would probably be in, I'm gonna guess about the 300s to 350 area. But you can technically do higher as you get more skilled. Holy. Kaboom. We are happy gamers today. I griefed it, but it was a beautiful volatile to save the day. What I'm really saying is, if you got a big dick, you gotta do the 400s. But I'm being very realistic. I just assumed, like, if you're in a 90s combat, you're probably not as practiced in the raid as everyone else, sorry. Which I think is a fair assessment. But I do know some people who are very talented at the game. I haven't like played it too much. Because you could definitely do 400s with that. It just would be kind of annoying. I would not do anything below 300 at all. I would say 350 seems like a fair and realistic goal. 300 should at least be like your standard to grind for in the meantime. Yeah, I like, obviously we wouldn't touch anything below 400, but that's also because we have like Bofas and stuff. Insanity with a DCB kind of sucks balls. I'm not gonna hold you on that. And you need insanity above 350, without a doubt. Even at, well, sorry, you need insanity even at 350. Just a 2, yeah, only 2 shadows. We're still trying to get our next purple. We'll see how that goes. I want to write down what good rune times are. Do you want average run times or like good speed run times? Like, do you want like god speed run times? Or do you want like gold standard? I would say this is the average you can realistically go for under 99% of circumstance. I guess both. Baba, I would say 325. God room times would be sub 3. Monkey room, good and achievable, 225 with blowpipe and chins. God room time is going to be sub 210 for now. This might change, of course, after the change, the buff. Puzzle sub 50 is a good, like a god room time. Average sub 53. It's pretty close. So Kephri god room time depends on the level of Kephri. I would say god room time is about 430-ish for a level 3, maybe 425 for a level 2. Average, you're looking at about a 510-ish area for level 3. And probably about 505 for level 2. They're pretty close. Akkha, we're looking at about 5 minutes average. I would just say 5 flat seems about right. God is going to be about like low 4 minutes, like 4:10 or lower. That one's super RNG though, the Akkha one. Zebak, we're looking at about low 3 minutes for God room times. Ideally, average is going to be about like probably 4 flat, 350-ish if you're doing the mage method. Range is pretty close, probably a little bit slightly faster than that. Any opinion on spamming void spec compared to BGS? By doing 410s and spamming void spec seems to be better. For Baba, BGS is definitely better, but the problem is when you whiff, it feels really, really bad. Kephri Void is going to be better, straight up. Phase 4, I'm actually a enjoyer of Void spam as well, P4 Wardens. Reason being, similar concept, is that it feels really bad when you mess up, or not when you mess up, when you whiff your BGS, because if you whiff at P4, what ends up happening is you end up getting last road, and when you get last road, you're very, very sad, because 95% of people will end up losing ticks at last row, including me. And losing ticks because you got to last row is worse than if you consistently beat it, like at, you know, the second to last row or the third to last row, which is a lot more common and a lot more consistent with, you know, the spamming for Void Waker specs. But I would say, and obviously for Zebak, same thing as Baba, definitely go for the BGS, without a doubt. But it is kind of sad when you miss. It is what it is. Warden, I think average seems to be about low 9 minutes. God room times, if you're hitting all skulls, we're probably looking at like low 8. I don't think it's worth waiting here. I should have dunked the other side. This could be a problem. I don't think he can walk through this wall. I don't think he's Danny Phantom. Let's see, let's see. Go Ghost. He's Danny Phantom. Let's go. No, you can't trap the second ranger in the same trap. They kind of like kick each other out. Only space for one ranger in that one trap back there. Oh, Baba's defense doesn't get lowered. You can reduce, yeah, you can reduce Baba. There's a floor though. You might be thinking of the fact that there's the defense floor. There is technically a double ranger trap that you can do if you do like a player stall and you do a dung here, make it like a half dung. You can actually trap two rangers like that back to back, but that requires like a kitten or spellbook swap. The problem with that method also is that you need 3 dung walls to set up the very first ranger trap, so you can't even do it solo. Because the first 2 dung walls have to be here and here. It's like here and then the whole line there. So yeah, in solos, I don't even have time to wait for 3 dung walls a lot of the time on the second set, let alone the first set. Absolutely not doing a double ranger trap solo. That's like meme tech. I don't know how to do the fake red X thing. Figured I could give it a shot. Getting another shadow today, hopefully, man. I could have pickaxe smashed for it. Honestly, I should have placed it, hit it right away, and just pickaxe smashed. That would have been a good time save. And we're gonna head to bed. Thanks for streaming. No problem, man. Thanks for answering my questions. That is all right with me too. I like answering questions. Left 6.6k worth of green juice. I will do it again. I will throw out my chinchampas. I'll leave the combat on the floor. Tons of ticks lost. We'll never financially recover. We even got melee twice. Sucks. If he decides to reset, it's all my fault. Okay, he reset. We do a little tomfoolery on Akkha. Oh, it's a level 4 too. I'm gonna be here for a year. Got a switchback. Starter also asked the question, is depth charge actually worth at ToA? And when do you use it? So yes, it is actually a very, very strong spell in this raid. Assuming you're bringing it from the start of the raid, you can use it in the monkey room. And you can use it in Kephri. Kephri is a very, very big room where you can use it because you can proc it on the swarms, eggs, although eggs is not ideal, but swarms. And what am I doing right now? Littering. Swarms, eggs, and overlords. You can probably proc it, I would say, realistically, minimum 3 times per solo. Usually, if you're in like an invocation you probably should be doing, you'll proc it about 4 or 5 times. Because if you kind of like precast it before getting in there, proc it on like the first swarm, if you're swarming. And then you'll proc it again on like some overlords, like two more times. 3 more times, I guess, if you do it right. Akkha, you can use it on all of the shadows, so that's 4 procs just like that. And that one's really handy, so you can, you know, get some DPS specs off, stun more often if you need to. Can't use it on Zebak, unfortunately, other than Zebak himself, which doesn't really matter. Hold on. For Warden, it's really nice, specifically for P2 Core. Because at P2 Core, you can proc it pretty much 2 times at least. Even the 1 proc is pretty important. What's the monkey room change? Essentially, they're making it so that the combat triangle monkeys, so the meleeer, the mage, and the ranger, when you hit them with the, you know, combat triangle weakness, so for example, you range the mage one, you will always max it. Now, I'm not a personal fan of the change purely because they set the HPs too low and they're not going to scale it up. Which means you can, with good gear, you can just camp rigor. Not even like amazing gear, just gear in general. And 99 stats, you can just camp rigor the entire room, one-shot everything with just doing one-way swaps. And everyone's going to be camping range gear, of course, for that. Because range gear is going to be, slash bullet pipe, is the meta for all of the other monkeys anyway. I think the change is a little bit lazy. I think they should scale it on level, so that people at least have to swap, you know, prayers and stuff. At least swap prayers. Hopefully, ideally, if you're doing a high enough invo raid, let's say like 400, you should have to do like at least a 2-way. In a perfect world, I think if you're doing a 500 plus raid, you should be expected to do a 4-way swap and swap your prayers. And still it'll be an overall buff to the room anyway. That's my personal take on that change. Monkey room seems easy enough, so it seems like weird change. Yeah, you highly underestimate the average skill level of the average player base. Even at 400s, only monkey room complainers. Everyone complains about the monkey room. I've spent so much time getting good at the monkey room. Like, I spent so much time getting good at the monkey room, I'm upset about it. Because all my efforts have gone to waste. I think the main issue with the monkey room is simply that it's unintuitive on the order of the monkeys that you should be taking on. A lot of people just click whatever monkeys they can. They don't think about proper prioritization. Whereas probably like 80% of you guys watching the stream feel differently because you've probably seen how I do monkey rooms and you guys have probably learned from it. They don't know how to do the monkey room. And yeah, they probably get hit by like a ranger and a major and a melee all at the same time while swimming in poison, while not praying melee versus thralls because they're too busy praying mage and, you know, random stuff. Probably leave that one ranger alive at that end wave to hit them like 50 times. But you guys know differently. You guys know how to actually do the monkey room, I assume. So, you know why this change also bothers me? Because it doesn't solve that problem of the room being unintuitive. And at the same time, it just makes it so that swapping is like less valuable. Doing proper swaps. So it's gonna solve neither problem of making it intuitive, and it's just gonna allow people to kind of like brute force through it with pure power. Because yes, the combat triangle monkeys are the problem, but giving players the free solution, in my opinion, without having them at least swap and work for it, I think is lazy. Yeah, you're rewarding bad players, not rewarding the good players. But if you look at ToA from a design perspective, it's all about if you look at just the way they design all the mechanics, it's supposed to be intuitive, and it is bad that the monkey room is unintuitive. I just wish they scaled the HPs, because then you can satisfy both player bases very well. Lower level players get a feel at the monkey room, they feel incentivized to go for the combat triangle to get those max hits. But there's no incentive to improve past that. There's no incentive to make you actually work for a better switch, because you're going to one-shot it with a Sanguinesti and no occult. You're going to one-shot without your Anguish on. You're going to one-shot without your Fury on. And I think that's so dumb. You're not even going to need to bring a good 4-tick weapon. You're just going to one-shot it anyway. And of course, everyone's gonna be camping Missouri or Dehides or whatever. Yeah, like I think the change is perfectly fine to give the max hit thing, because it does simultaneously help with team raids a lot. I just wish they scaled the HP appropriately. Where are they going? I'm over. They're in the past. I'm gone, bro. Like, in my dream scenario, a 4-man ToA, you need 3 blowpipe shots to 3-shot him. Three blowpipe shots with, you know, Anguish and Assembler. So 75 HP exactly is the sweet spot for me. But they're not going to make it scale as far as I know. I think Shamans should honestly get it too. I feel like Shamans should get some of that love and get that Berserker bonus too, with appropriate HP scaling. Not like how they proposed. And I think Shaman should take, let's say, 5-6 blowpipes to kill in a 4-man team. I think that sounds fair. No, I'm not saying like I'm not even saying like every single person has to shoot it 6 times. I'm saying like out of the whole team, I think it only should be expected that one person shoots it 6 times. Not everyone shoots it 6 times. Someone's gonna get that message wrong. My Ultor Ring and Magus over Lightbearer, you can see the FAQ in the description, but basically I got overly draining. Lightbearers to help me spec, and I don't need to spec in this kind of raid. Even if I put on Lightbearer to spec more often, it wouldn't really help. It barely saves time, and it wouldn't save as much time as Ultor or Magus. People who swear on blowpipe boulders but don't even click it fast enough. Yep. The absolute sinners, man. We're noodling. You think it's good to start learning Insanity already? Yeah. Insanity is an S tier invo. You learn as quick as you can. If you have to drop it to a 150 and practice it, that's fine. Just don't forget to put turn off softcore and just spend time practicing it a bunch. You can try it even at 50, it's fine. It's definitely worth your time. Insanity is going to be on all the time from as soon as you start raiding seriously, and you want to practice it ASAP. There's very, very few special people who decide not to run Insanity for like 400s, and those guys all get flamed 24/7 deservedly. That was a grass bangle, but it's fine. I was like, he takes off that. Yeah, like Lightbearer here, I could spec DDS a whole 1 extra time, but I'll lose a bunch of damage off the Ultor. We have bombs here, so I'm gonna spec early. I love how people say like 540s has no leniency, and here I am just like not flicking like half the raid. Super safing for bombs, so that if bombs hit me, I have leniency. People just don't know how to like play safe, is what it is. You see those Reddit posts, they're like, I hate 400s because I make one small mistake and I get insta-killed. I'm like, you did not make one small mistake. You made a series of bad decisions that led to one small mistake killing you. You just don't know how to safe up, is what it is. But yeah, after 1k, I'll probably go for sub 30 if I'm bored. I gotta go back for the Coliseum grind, so depending if I get bored of ToA before then, I might go back to Coliseum. I might just take a break. I don't know. We haven't thought that far ahead. We might up it to 2k. You never know. Do it again. Yeah, like complacency is always why you die. %90 of my deaths are, I feel like 80 to 90% of my deaths these days are simply forgetting the Akkha memory puzzle. And you don't necessarily die from that every time. You only die when it's specifically like the fire and black quadrants and you mess up twice in a row. Seercull actually good? Yeah, it's actually really good for Zebak on this setup. And it's, I don't know if it's worth at P3, but people tell me, everyone does it, so surely it must be good. I'm gonna be a sheep and follow that one, and not actually do the calcs. Drop the red jewel in your entry runs. The red jewel is specifically for high scale teams when you have like 7 or 8 man people. It's not meant for anything else. I think technically it's worth bringing it like 5 or 6, but I wouldn't bring it until 7 or 8. With a coordinated team as well. I haven't watched Bodhi in a while. I wonder if he still does his 1 billion switches at Monkey Room. I can't do it. I can only do 4-way switches. Why did I kill 2 skulls? Only because I wanted the HP. Partisan that's on when you kill a unit, gives you some HP. At the cost of your prayer points. Is Bodhi good at ToA? He does 540s. He comfortably makes time. So I would say that's pretty decent. Completely depends on your definition of good. I would say for 99.9999% of people, they would consider him pretty good. So I'm gonna say that would be yes. Now, if you're comparing him to other people above him, then I don't know, I guess that's on you. It's like asking, am I good at chambers? Well, I mean, I can beat the GM time, but that doesn't mean I'm good, because everyone can. A lot of days, a lot of people with the gear can just beat the GM time by accident. But it definitely takes a lot of skill to do a 540. I would say completing a 540 takes more skill than beating the GM time in chambers. So I would say he's pretty good. Yeah, like if you're comparing Bodhi to Max, then Max is far better at ToA. I'm a bit of a one trick when it comes to ToA. I only really like doing these chill money raids. I don't actually play for speed. I don't expect to actually beat the majority of... I don't expect to actually beat anyone who's seriously going for speedruns. But I am innovative. I haven't seen anyone beat my 30-29 time yet. Or 540 at least. I'm probably never going to go for the Zuk Helm just because there's a lot of content I'm not really interested in doing. Every time I open your YouTube stream, I have to open someone else's just to open yours again to have chat. Oh, I know what the problem is. I don't think you need to open someone else's stream, but you do need to refresh probably. YouTube's just kind of been buggy with their player sometimes. What I think about occult changes? Overall, they're good. But Jagex definitely needs to... They need to be more careful with their balance changes. Because they clearly kind of don't know what they're talking about a lot of the time. I think the newest rendition of it is decent. But like when they called Aram's tankier, they rightfully got so much shit for that. They need to find someone who might actually play the game to do the balancing. Let me see if we have any people. I think my friends want to do hard mode top. Let me see. Why didn't they beta test the random changes? The recent changes? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the answer to it, they just didn't. You don't want to speedrun Duke? Do I have the Duke one? No, I don't have the Duke one. How often are you expecting a purple at 540s? 1 in 6. Alright guys, I'm gonna go do some hard mode top. Thank you guys for watching. I am going to attempt to get my Linguini kit. I'm at 400 dry on the same kit.